Well, guys, I get the pleasure of introducing the people that don't know Ruth. And, Ruth, I got to be honest, I don't know anybody that doesn't know you. But, for all of us that do know you, we love Ruth, and she does a phenomenal job. The presentation she did last time really was one of the best presentations I think I've heard. And I'm looking forward to tonight to see exactly what she says. She has come a long ways. Back when we first started this, I called her we met on a call. Actually, we hadn't talked to each other in a few years, and we just happened to be on the same call, and we recognized each other, and then it all started from there. But, she started back in November, December, early December. And, guys, I knew Ruth knows when it comes to this kind of stuff and building teams and stuff, Ruth knows what she's doing. But basically, she didn't do anything for like a couple of months. And I thought, well, she's lost her gift. But no, she was just really doing her due diligence, working through this and really figuring out what this was all about. But once she got it, oh my gosh, she has done a blessing for a lot of people, bringing a lot of people into this. So tonight, listen to her carefully. There's a lot of gems in what she's going to say. And then if you have questions, we'll do our best. So Ruth, knock it out of the park.
Well, I hate to have to live up to something, but I'll do my best. So Doug, thank you. As Doug said, we've known each other for a very, very long time. And it's just been a blessing to reconnect with him. And I've got somebody texting me right now saying, you got to help me sign up. But just a friendly reminder, Doug nor I, it's great when that happens. Doug nor I are financial advisors. We are not here to give you any financial advice. Everything that we're sharing today, you need to do your own due diligence. And you'll be able to do that with very easy with this company because there's a lot of information out there. But how many of you, let me ask you, and feel free to put a one in the text chat or something, how many of you have had a bank, after you make a deposit, say, you can't use your money for 3 to 10 days? How many of you have had a bank say, you know what, we're not going to send that wire because we believe it's dirty money? How many of you have had a bank refuse to give you cash, not allow you to deposit cash into a family member's account? How many of you have had a bank question you on what the heck are you going to do with this money? It's only a lousy $1,000 or $600 or whatever. And they want to know who it's going to, where it came from, what it's going to be used for. They want to know your first name, your last name, your bra size, and your sock size. I mean, it is utterly ridiculous. But what would happen, guys, if banking actually worked for us instead of against us? For 150 years, there have been a handful of families that have been in charge of our financial whole backbone. They make 100 to 150% a day on our money, not theirs. And if you haven't noticed already, once you hand your money over to the bank, it's no longer our money according to the bank. It's theirs, and they're letting us use it. The banks are in it to make as big of a profit as they can. That's obvious. All you have to do is look around at the buildings they get. The 6- and 7-figure vice presidents and presidents, and they got 50 of them in each building. It's ridiculous. Now, the way we bank, the way we move money, the way we travel, the way we build wealth is all changing extremely fast. And what I love about that is I'm on a cruise right now. Very few young people. And when I say young, I mean little kids, teenagers, 20s. This is a cruise that is predominantly 30, 35 and older. And these are people that have been around the block or two. And every single time I get in an elevator, I meet somebody that's interested in what I do because I just start a conversation. Hi, guys. Where are you going? Where are you from? What do you do? And they say, well, what do you do? Where are you from? And I tell them, and I say, well, I am in DO banking. What do you think the first thing they say is, what's that? And then I just kind of say, I just got fed up with the banking system as it is today, and I found a better way. And I'd love to share that with you. Now, is that the same thing that I say all the time? Anybody that knows me knows that I never follow a script. Everything that comes out of my mouth is off the cuff. Every presentation is different. That's just who I am, because I just lead from my heart all the time. But I can tell you that everybody's interested in what we're talking about. So tonight, I'm going to share a little bit about banking, payments, travel, and wealth, and the future of finance. Because finance should work for all of us, we, the people that are using it, not making a handful of families rich. And we're flipping the switch on that, and we're doing it very fast. This company that I'm going to talk about tonight is called WeFi, and it is built by leaders that are no stranger to the finance world, as you're going to see right now. Every company, we've all seen it, especially if you've been in direct sales. You have a company with a great product and terrible leadership, and it goes nowhere. You have a company with terrible leadership and a great product, and it goes nowhere. And then you have some companies that have terrible, and it goes nowhere, right? And then you have a lot of companies out there that are just fakes. They're just scams. You see it from day one, and you're just like, I don't want to touch that. And when Doug told me this, he mentioned the word crypto. And I said, Doug, I'm not doing any crypto. None. Zero. Hard no. Pass. I want to assure you tonight that we are not talking about crypto. We're talking about our financial system and how you use it, how you interact with it, and how you can be the beneficiary of it instead of those handful of families. So who's leading this company? It starts with Reeve Collins. Now, those of you that are into crypto may or may not know his name. I can't believe, Doug, how many people I run into that say they're experts in crypto and they've never heard of Reeve Collins. Now, I don't laugh because I'd never heard of him either. Go look him up, reevecollins.com. See, I'm going to drop some of those tonight. I want you to do your own homework. I don't want to send you to send things to you that maybe I wrote or Doug wrote. We want you to see what's out there. Do your due diligence. Are you going to find everything's perfect? No. No human being's perfect. I'm not perfect. We've all got things in our closets, right? But what you are going to see about Reeve Collins is the guy is very well respected in several industries. This is the man that brought USDT, or Tether as it's known, which is a stable coin within the crypto community, to the U.S. legally. He went through the SEC. He went through everything he needed to do. It took him a long time, but he got it passed. And then he said a few years ago, gee, I wonder if I could start a decentralized on-chain bank that'll help governments and countries. That's what they were thinking when they started this. And then as they went through the process, they said, well, maybe we should just build this for everybody. There's 1.2 billion people in the world that can't get bank accounts. I used to be one of them. No, through no fault of my own. I wasn't a slouch. I just had a daughter that had cancer and another daughter that had a massive head injury. I couldn't get help from anybody. The banks don't want you. My insurance went up because I was considered a credit risk, all because I had medical debt. So there's a lot of good people out there that cannot participate in the current financial infrastructure because of the people that wrote it and the people that are in charge of it, the elite, the people that want to line their pockets. Reeve then has surrounded himself with some incredible people. Maxim Sakharov, he is the co-founder of and ex-CEO of XFlow, and he is the CEO here at WeFi. This young kid has been named the best CEO many times. He is, I don't know how old he is, 30-ish, I'm going to guess. He looks 16 to me, but, he's probably in his 30s. Smart kid. When you listen to him talk, he knows what he's talking about. He's done his homework, and he is all business. Now, I don't know about behind the scenes. He's probably a jokester. He has that kind of face a little bit. He probably is funny, but I've not seen that side of him yet. All I know is the kid knows what he's doing. And then Roman Rosov. Roman comes to us from Wise. He actually built the system within Wise. Gee, why do you think he's here? These are clues, folks. Listen and look at who Reeve is surrounding himself with. Yusuf, he is the ex-COO at TradeLeaf, and he is also a board member here. Then we have Khalid Suleiman. When I first started this with Doug, and he's right, I was very quiet about this for about 3.5, 4 months because I didn't know anything about it. I was ignorant, and I had to educate myself. And Doug said, oh, we have Khalid Suleiman, and I started looking him up online, and it never dawned on me. It said the Bank of Abu Dhabi, and he is the ex-CEO there for 35 years. And then one night we're on a Zoom, and Doug said he spent his whole career in Switzerland, of all places, but he's the ex-CEO of the safest bank in the world. And then there's other clues. For instance, Michael, I'm not even trying his last name. He is the head of payments. Gee, I wonder why Visa, which you're going to learn about in a minute, would have somebody over at WeFi that probably had a very big golden parachute and a very big salary and a very big everything. He's not just going to walk away from a position for just any reason at all. So when I look at this, my wheels started turning. And this was right after there were some announcements made that we're going to talk about tonight. Then they brought on Carell. He is an ex-BitByte and I have to tell you, I've not looked up those companies. I don't know what they are. I'm supposing they have something to do with cryptocurrencies, but I don't know that for sure. And he's the new CMO. Then we have Sathra Partha. He was brought over by Bitpanda as the design director. And then Ricky Rose of blockchain. You kind of see a theme here. Guys from many different industries that all work within the financial system, especially when you hear on the news what is happening within our financial system. Then they brought Henry Cook, the CTO. He's from the Bertelsmann Group. Go look them up if you haven't. Every single one of these companies is high profile. And then the COO, she is used to be with Change Invest and PwC. And she actually has some videos online that are really, really good. So when I took a look at this and I see the people that are in charge of it and the people that are running it, I didn't know when I first started. I was like a lot of people, is this really real? I don't know, and you do your homework and because there's so many things out there these days that haven't been real. And then it came to the point where you have to really look at the companies they're partnering with. Now, if anybody here thinks Visa, yes, Visa would partner with a company like WeFi because of our railroad tracks, and I'll explain that in a minute, without doing their due diligence on every single person that's involved, and then all of a sudden, a month or two ago, after Visa made their announcement 3 months ago, we have a guy from Visa that was head of payments. Put the puzzle pieces together. I've had people look at this and they didn't even look at it. They just said, oh, WeFi, that's no good. Well, then I find out there was another company out there that was a scam that was shut down out of Singapore that had the same name as this company. And I'm thinking to myself, well, are these people confusing the two companies? They must be, because surely Visa is not going to call Reeve Collins and say, hey, we need to meet with you because you have something we need and want, and end up partnering with us and then doing it publicly at the New York Stock Exchange on not Coinbase, Coin something or another, one of those, I don't know, Doug will tell you. So here's what Visa wanted. Reeve Collins didn't say, I'm just going to open a bank. He said, I'm going to open a platform that's decentralized on chain where you and I can take back our sovereignty, that we have our privacy as well. We have the security that we don't have in a bank right now. And we have the freedom to move our money with zero fees anytime we want to whoever we want for as much or as little as we want, and not go through the third degree or have to fill out paperwork or pay tons of fees. And Visa saw, well, he's not only doing that, but he's building the railroad tracks that'll run the new generation of payment systems that combine stable coins, crypto, and fiat. And they came to Reeve and they said, hey, Reeve, we want to put our train on your railroad tracks. And they came to a deal, and I will tell you, it's an extremely good deal for you and for I. This collaboration is going to focus on regulated stablecoins that will move money back and forth across the world in seconds, not days, not weeks. How many of you have had a bank say, oh yeah, somebody's going to send some money, but it's going to take 48 hours? Or how many of you have purchased something, they take the money out of your account in 2 seconds, and then you return it, and they say, oh, it could be 7 to 10 days before you get back your money. Really? Why? You took my money real fast. Why can't you return it real fast? You know, these are questions that pop into my head every day now when I think about what Reeve is doing versus what is going on in our financial system now. Great ideas attract attention. That is what WeFi did. The industry adoption validates them. And for Visa to adopt WeFi's rails to run all their payments on globally, who can argue with that? And I had somebody ask me the other day, and I'm going to ask Doug to maybe spend a little bit of time on this as when we're done, is, well, what if Visa decides to just pull out and change because something better comes along? I'm like, I don't think Visa's going to spend the time, the effort, and the money that it's costing them to work with WeFi to just next week say, oh, sorry, we're going with somebody else. That's not, just doesn't work like that, right? So I got really excited at this point. And that's when I just I didn't turn it into high gear. I just turned it into medium gear and said, I need to tell some people about this. One of the other questions we get asked a lot, and I mean a lot, is, well, are they doing this legally? Well, of course they are, folks. Do you think Reeve Collins is going to be all over the news, all over every internet channel you can find, all over Coinbase and CoinMarketCap and New York Stock Exchange and wherever else he is, Yahoo News and Excite News and every news between here and there, talking about this, if it weren't coming to pass and if they weren't legal? I have folks up in Canada. I was on a 3-way call this morning with a guy in the United States. The guy that introduced him is a good friend of mine from Canada. And the guy asked him, well, you funded your own account? And my friend said, well, yeah, I just used my credit card, because in Canada, they already have that. They're already allowed to do that, just like they are in many countries. That is proof that the system is working as well. And then I want you to look at that third box on there. WeFi has their global brokerage license, for God's sake. How many companies are going to spend time doing all of this for nothing? I'm going to skip here a little bit. So what is WeFi? WeFi is not just a bank, and it's not a payment processor. It is a whole financial system. I know Terry, my friend Terry Beeden, got really excited the other day on a call we were listening to when they started talking about the credit card processing machines that are coming out, and you can place those in businesses and blah, 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 on and on and on. But I want to talk a little bit about our Visa card, and here's why. With WeFi, guys, you can do all the banking that you do right now with your bank, only without all the fees, and be able to be in control of your money anytime you want. See, the one thing I didn't understand when Doug told me, oh, Ruth, all your stuff's going to be on the internet. It's no big deal. On the blockchain. And I'm like, what? I'm thinking to myself, Doug has lost his flippin' mind if he thinks that I'm going to put all my banking stuff on the internet on this chain thing where somebody can see it. And I told him, I said, Doug, I'm not going to do that. And he laughed. He literally chuckled on the other end of the phone. It was clear I didn't understand blockchain technology. We've got the WeChain, and that is what a Visa is going to use, and all payments are going to go through. So not only can you keep your crypto and your fiat money in one account and move it anytime you want, wherever you want, however you want, as little or as much as you want, as many times as you want, but you're going to get zero fees for doing it. But here's the really cool thing. The Visa cards. I've seen these. Guys, gals, they're just a piece of metal. There's nothing on them. There's no number, no name, no expiration date, no CVV code, nothing. And I'm like, well, that's a weird looking Visa card. It has technology in it that is from outer space. Doug swears by it. And if Doug swears by it, then I'm going to say it's true. Here's why. This technology, when you go and tap that card or swipe that card on Visa's end, not that we see, but on Visa's end, it's a smart contract, and that number is good for that transaction only, no more. So if somebody has a card reader in there and tries to swipe your card, well, there's no number on it. There's no nothing on it. And because it's a smart contract and Visa changes the number on their end every time you use it, what are the chances of you now getting hacked? How many of you have had a card hacked? And the bank says, oh, Ruth, of course, we'll take a look at all of these transactions and we'll temporarily refund your money until we investigate it. And, oh, you need a new card? That'll be to you in 7 to 10 days, Miss Main. And I say, yeah, I can't buy gas and food. Wait 7 to 10 days. Oh, well, Miss Main, we'd be happy to overnight it to you. That's $34.95. Oh, and then there's another $49.95 for the expedited. And I just have to laugh. I just absolutely have to laugh. I'm like, really? Also, I can spend my own money. And it's ridiculous. I don't have to worry about that with these new cards. Sending money, paying money, giving money to people, money transfers, whether nationally or internationally, is going to be simplified and much more secure than now. And here's the good part. How many of you have ever had to go to get a MoneyGram or go to do a wire at your bank? I know there's several banks that will not let you do a wire unless you are physically in the bank, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. It's your money. Here, you'll be able to do everything at the touch of a button online. And people say, you mean the bank's online? I'm like, well, yeah, just like your online banking now. How many of you actually go into a branch anymore unless you have to? There's going to be very few hands raised right now. We all try to avoid that, right? It's just like you do now. You're going to log into your online banking account and take care of everything you need. But what about my travel and my perks, Ruth? Oh, you're going to get more of those and better ones with WeFi and our cards. They come with a ton of perks. And then there's the big one, the wealth building. Now, here's where I want you to really take notes. We thought we had less than 50 days. So we're putting the pedal to the metal. Well, I'm still putting the pedal to the metal. But we just found out couple days ago that we actually have till November. So I would figure, guys, about mid-November, you have less than 90 days to really put the pedal to the metal. Why do you want to do that? The mining accounts are going away as we know them. The only people that will be able to mine are we that already have them between now and November. You, if you already have one, will not be able to top it up or get any shares anymore. They'll be what they'll be on that cutoff day, and there will be no more. That means we're the only ones that are now mining. Now, do we want to bring on more people? Absolutely. We want to see those go up. We want to see people adopting and using what we have to offer. And that offer is going to change after November. It's probably going to be just as good, if not better. It'll just be different because they've already told us, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but I'm that we're going to make 4 times as much money after what they start is when they started. So I'm really looking forward to that. But that does go away. So that's not something you want to sit on right now. I don't care if you get people to put $65 in. Get them an account because I'm going to show you mine tonight and you're going to see, it's going to blow your mind what has happened with my $1,000 mining account. This is one platform for everything you need. Now, how is WeFi different? Guys, we're not like the traditional banks. We don't have buildings anywhere. We don't have presidents and vice presidents and vice presidents and vice admirals and blah, 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 blah. We don't have 401ks that we got to pay to all those people. And We are not in the business of taking all your money. We are in the business, WeFi, I say we, but WeFi is in the business of paying you to do what you already do, instead of making a handful of families wealthier. So you now get a piece of the pie. Think of this like Elon Musk. And I know every single one of you on here are multi-billionaires, and I'm sure you probably all got a call from Elon Musk just like I did, right? And he invited us to his angel round for SpaceX, right? We all got that. And we all invested $1 billion each, right? Not. We weren't even on the call list. We weren't even an afterthought or a forethought. We were nothing. How many times in your life would you ever be invited to what is the equivalent of an angel round for a big company like SpaceX or Amazon or any other company out there? No. Some of you might get invited to be part of an IPO. Most of us just have to wait till it hits the stock market and everybody else already got really rich. Well, now you're at the beginning of that, so you don't have to worry about it anymore if you're a person with vision and likes positioning. This company is fully transparent. They are fully legal, and they are sharing all of the revenue with you and I. But where does that revenue come from? Well, every time you're going to hear an announcement, I apologize. Every time we do anything, whether we swipe a card, we get a loan, we open a CD at a bank or anything, there's fees involved with that. WeFi takes those fees and gives a big portion back to us. Just like what happens in traditional business now, guys. Every time you go to the local grocery store and you swipe your card to buy your groceries, that grocery store gets a piece of whatever your bill is. Then the person that placed your POS system there, they get a piece of it. And then Visa gets a piece of it. And of course, the Rothschilds and the Carnegies and, all of those people. Now, with anything that you do in the financial markets, you're going to get a piece of it. It doesn't matter if it's crypto services, international money transfers, card payments, loans, nothing. And I don't even know if I mentioned this, wink, wink. WeFi will be doing personal loans, auto loans, home loans, just like your bank does, only they're going to do them at 1% and 2%. Now, how many of you want to go refinance your mortgage right now with WeFi? Every single person that has a mortgage on here should be saying me, 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 because you're going to save a ton of money. So it doesn't matter if you want to do some mining right now with us and be one of those angel people, or just get rewards as you go and watch us grow. You will be a customer of WeFi in one form or another as we go down the road here. Now I want to explain this cloud-based mining thing. You're saying, Ruth, this is going away, but what is it? Well, it's like planting a tree. I have 4 apple trees. We went and we bought saplings. So these are trees that are little still, a couple feet tall. They've been planted 4 or 5 years ago. And within a year or two, they'll start getting apples. So I had to put a little bit of money out to get the tree or plant the seed. And then you just put time in. And over time, that tree grows and gives you apples. So now I don't have to go to the store and pay retail for those apples. I can go out and pick apples in perpetuity as long as I keep that tree healthy. That tree will outlive me and still give apples to my kids and my grandkids. I like that. Now my kids and my grandkids don't have to go buy apples. Mining is the same thing. You're going to put a little bit of money out. We have people that do a little bit, and then we have people that do a lot. It is totally up to you. There is a minimum, about $55, $60 is minimum to open a mining, just like there's a minimum price when you buy a tree. And then you can add to it if you want. And over time, it's mining, it's growing the apples, and it's making more money. And more and more and more. And as the price of the tokens goes up, as the value of the company goes up, because right now you get 30% free shares when you open a mining account, then your shares are also going to be worth X amount of dollars. You don't have to buy anything here, no hardware, no software. You don't have to download anything. This is all in the cloud. Why do some digital assets make money over time and become worth more? Well, Bitcoin was the first, right? The first cryptocurrency. It was a first. Ethereum, first smart contracts. BNB, the first exchange ecosystem. Solana, the first financial applications. How many of you remember the first Kleenex? Now it doesn't matter what brand you buy, you always say Kleenex or tissue. Same with everything else out there that we think of. WeFi will always be known as the first digital financial ecosystem. We do everything in financial services that you can do now. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? Each one of these started at a certain level, and you have to think about what is it worth and who's going to want to use it and why are they going to want to use it. Well, you know, Bitcoin, Doug will tell you a story. He told people they were crazy. So did I. Some of them lost a lot of money. Some of them made a lot of money. But it's gone up. Just look at these numbers. Bitcoin, 199 million. Ethereum, 1.1. BNB, 3.4. Solana only went up 58,000%. Now, how many of you would be disappointed with 58,000%? I wouldn't. You know, some people are saying, well, yeah, but I want the 199. Well, we'd all do. But am I going to be disappointed with 58,000? No. And in fact, WeFi, just over the last year or so, under 2 years, has gone up 2,630%. Now, am I happy with that? Oh, heck yeah. Because I see what's happening in my account on a daily basis. So why are we so excited? Folks, this is a new era. It's going to be strange to people. It's going to feel strange to people, but it is where everything is going, whether you want it to or not. Everything in one place, easy to use, simple. You already are used to online banking with your bank account. You're just going to do it with your own account with WeFi, and then you're going to get paid. Now, you're going to get paid a lot of different ways. I'm not going to go into those tonight, but I will tell you there is an affiliate program here that is remarkable, and you don't have to have a really big affiliate base to participate in global sales commissions. And I make those every day, and so do other people on this call. So how can you participate? Number one, you can just be a customer and use the platform. When the bank opens, you can say, hey, Doug, I want an account with you. Doug will say, hey, we'll get you signed up. We'll get your account. Boom, bam, bing, you're done. You fill out the online form. You do your KYC. You've got your account and you're up and running. You can move your money in it and do with whatever you want. Get your card and have fun. You can also participate in the mining. This has an expiration date on it. You have less than 90 days. I'm glad they extended it to participate in this. And this is going to be worth, in my humble opinion, and Doug's as well, and others on this call, a lot of money to you. And number three, you can participate in the affiliate program. There's no cost to this. It automatically comes with your account when you set it up. There's no monthly fee, no nothing. If you choose to share it with people, which you can, they are forever in your network. And once the cards get here, in America anyway, every time they swipe a card, guess what? A little piece of that comes to you. So you can use it, you can build with it, or you can share it. You can do all three. And this is when you hear us talking about multi-generational wealth. That's where it's coming from, folks. People are never going to quit swiping their cards. They're never going to quit buying gas or groceries or going to the movies or going on a trip or anything. Now you have the ability to participate in that. The question you have to ask yourself is, how much do I want to participate in it? Do you want to stay with the banking as it is now, where somebody dictates everything to you? Or do you want to move where the rest of the world is going, whether we like it or not, into the new era and be on the making side of it, where you're actually making money from loans, from card swipes, from all kinds of things? So I'd like to thank you for being here. I'm going to stop sharing for a second, and Doug, I'm going to bring up my my miner, I have a bunch of energy that I can show people how we put that in, and we'll just have a little bit of fun here.
Yeah, you're
Do you
about
want
ready
to
to
add
get a whole lot
anything?
more. Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I want to touch on a couple of things. Ruth talked a little bit about those low interest rate, and we're going to have those low interest rates. But some of the things that allow those interest rates to get down low, like what she was talking about, at least this is what we have been told and what we believe at this point is, if you build a community, that creates value in the ecosystem. If you own a miner, that creates value in the ecosystem. If you hold WFI tokens, that creates value. All of those things are assets in the ecosystem. And the more assets that you own, the better interest rates you get, the higher payments you get, and the lower interest rates you get. So, it's not a one fits all, but there's definitely a system that they put in place that allows us to really benefit at getting paid very high interest on our money in our accounts and very low interest on the loans that we take out. And if you think about those two things, they're at opposite ends of each other, and it's a great way to create residual income. I teach that, and we have classes on that. The other thing that I'd like to touch on, Ruth said, this is things that you're already doing. It's all the same. It is. It looks the same. The banking accounts, the savings, the spending your money. You're using the Visa card. They all look the same, but there's a difference here for everybody on this side of the equation. And I want to tie the two together because she talked about this. On this side, there's ownership. And it looks the same as the current side that we're using, but on that side, there's debt. We pay the fees. We get charged overdraft fees. It's fee after fee after fee. So the side that we're on with the banks that we do business with now create a debt that all the profit goes to them. On our side, the side that we're going to, creates a profit. The transactions and what you're doing look identical. You're using a Visa card here. You're using a Visa card here. They all look the same, but they're not. One creates a debt. One creates a profit. Big difference. Important to know. Okay, Ruth, back to you.
Okay, guys, so this is the Wheel of Fortune, or the Wheels of Fortune. I started this account when I was brand new, and I only put $1,000 into it. That is all I have ever put into it of my money. And you can see right now that on my $1,000, I have made $1,759.82. This is how much overall USDT I have. This is my all-time gains, 102%. That is less than what you see it actually has made, and that's because of something called energy that I'm going to show you in a minute that I have started earning now. This account has mined 864.86 tokens for me since its inception. But what I really want to show you is down here. I want everybody to look at this. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because I want you to write this down. This number is $10,986.62. That is what this mining account is worth right now. It has mined 18.10 tokens in the last 24 hours for me. That's pretty good. That's why when I said, Doug says, oh, they mine between, 5 and 14. And I'm like, why is mine doing more? And it has to do with energy. I don't understand it. I don't care. But what is this energy? The energy, and there's classes on this, I still don't understand it all, but it is made when people participate in our ecosystem. And it's going to be even more important as the bank opens. And you can see that so far, since midnight last night, I've earned 509.09 energy. So I'm going to take this energy, instead of withdrawing it as cash, what I am going to do is I'm going to actually spend my energy on putting it into ITOs into that miner. So this is free money that I've gotten from the company that just for telling people about WeFi that actually comes to me over and above everything else that I can allocate into my miner. So I'm going to do that. You watched my account. It was worth $10,986. I'm going to buy ITO units with it. It's going to give me 967. I'm going to get 1,257 because it's giving me a 30% booster. Hello, more free stuff from me as a thank you, or from them as a thank you for just telling people about us. I'm going to confirm and buy. Now it's going to go into my mining, and I want you to see exactly what happens. My mining account is now worth, oops, I didn't want to click. I wanted to scroll and zoom. Come on. Come on. Zoom. $11,663.52. And I didn't put any of my own money into that. But more importantly, check this out. Ownership. These are my ownership shares. They gave me the energy. I didn't buy it. I didn't pay for it. I didn't barter for it. I didn't do nothing but open my mouth and talk to some people on the phone and do these Zooms, and I got this thing called energy. Well, they're also giving me ownership shares along with the energy. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This is like hitting the California gold mine, and nobody else knows about it. I got 1,258 in new shares, along with my 16,000 that are in this miner alone. So I'm going to hit verify. It's going to pop up and say, congratulations on your new gift certificates. I'm going to close that. I've now got 17,330 gift certificates, ownership shares in the company. Do you think that excites me? Every stinking day of the week, folks, every single day.